Welcome, everybody, to this Xbox Life episode 411, Making Podcasts Great Again. I am one of your hosts, Brun BJ Swick 33, and along with me is Rob, also known as Presar.
Hey, what's up, everybody? And I support that show title.
And Mark, also known as Wingman 709.
Greetings, everybody.
So, how are you guys this fine Sunday evening?
Doing great.
I'm feeling a little bit of a protest coming on.
All right.
But,
Call
I'm
of
doing
Duty isn't that bad. I mean, I know it's getting horrible reviews and it's junk, but you no need to protest it, Rob.
Call of Duty is not my video game.
Oh, oh.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. That was actually really good. We are live every Sunday, between 10:30 Eastern. We go live on twitch.tv/this Xbox Life. And then Rob bundles all that greatness in audio format only and pushes it out to the iTunes world and everywhere else. Google, play.google and your favorite podcasting software. So, and typically that is on Mondays. So regardless of wherever you're listening to us, we appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. So, hey, speaking, you guys, we've grown from our Facebook group has went from the 400s to the 500s, and it went there like quick over the last 2-3 weeks. And we've had some people get a hold of us and saying, I've listened for a while, but I've never really messaged you. And some people, I think we may even talk about something later on and from one of our emails, but pretty interesting stories. And if you're new, just hearing us now, I know we're in episode 411. Hey, welcome. You don't have to go back and listen to everything. You can join us, have fun. We do this for fun. It's not our jobs, but appreciate you coming out and giving us a listen. So, but each week we start out the show with what we've been playing, and who wants to go first? Rob, why don't you go first?
Okay. Thanks for volunteering.
Yes, you guys didn't speak up. It's like when a person doesn't sit in front of the class, I got to pick the person sitting in the back, and that's you, Rob.
But I was hanging my head low. I wasn't making eye contact. You're not supposed to pick me.
Yeah, nice.
So this past week has been extremely busy, but I still found a little bit of time to play. Got Dishonored on Thursday. Dishonored 2. So playing Dishonored 2 really reminded me of all of the stuff that I just loved about the regular Dishonored game, or the Definitive Edition, which is, I think, the one that I played. And it was really strange. I forgot so much about this game. And as I was playing it, I was like, oh, yeah, he can, the character can do this. Oh, yeah, got special powers. Oh, yeah, there's a crossbow. Oh, it was just so interesting to just, get back into the groove of playing that game. It's just a fantastic game. This one, if you played the first one, you play as Corvo is the guy's name. And this is now 15 years later. His daughter is now Empress, and he is the protector, the chief protector. I forget what they call him. And a little bit of an interesting twist is I remember from the trailers and such that you used to play, or that you would play as his daughter. But surprisingly, right in the beginning, it gives you a choice. Do you want to play as Corvo, or do you want to play as his daughter, the Empress? And then at that point, I think the game just switches storylines slightly. And the last game that I played that did this was Wolfenstein. Not the Old Blood, but the one, New Dawn, I think is the name of it.
The New Blood?
So, the New Blood? Old Blood? Whatever. Yeah, anyway.
I don't know what it's called.
There
it's
was
not the
two
old
of them.
blood. It's got to be the New Blood.
It was not the more recent one, but the one that came out like a year prior. maybe 2 years ago. So that was very cool, but I had to play as Corvo just to continue, from where we left off before. And I'm really enjoying the game. It's very difficult in spots. The load times for when you die are a little bit annoying, especially if you're just dying a lot. You can't get past a certain section. However, the beauty of the Dishonored game is that every obstacle that you have usually has multiple ways around it. So, for example, there's um, these like light towers that shoot like this electricity, and only certain people can walk through there. Well, you can either disable that using like by shutting off power to it, either from a windmill or wherever it gets its power from, or you might be able to find a way around it, or you might be able to do a side mission, which then grants you like a different way around it. Or in some cases, you can take over a rat and go through like these little sewer things. So even if you get stuck in a particular area, then there are other ways to get around that area that's really got you hung up. So the game's pretty darn good. Definitely enjoying it, and definitely recommend it if you like the first one. This one is fantastic. And then another game that I played just a little bit of it. It has the opportunity, I guess, to kind of almost derail me off of Dishonored, almost, but not quite. And that's a game called SteamWorld Heist. It's a PC game, and it's just a game that I kind of tried on a whim, but it's actually a lot of fun. It's like a side-scrolling strategic game, kind of reminds me a little bit of like a side-scrolling version of XCOM, kind of, sort of. Maybe that's a little bit of a stretch, but you're controlling these robots as you're trying to attack other ships. You're kind of like robot pirates, and you're attacking other ships. So you control one robot at a time, and then the robots take turns as they try to shoot the bad guys and such. A very enjoyable game. Liked it a lot. It's been out for a couple months now. I think it came out early summer, so it's not a brand new game, but it's definitely worth a try if you're ever bored and you want to play a PC game. So that's about it for me. Next, who's up?
Mark.
Me?
Yep.
All right. So what did I play this week? I played some more. Big surprise here. Prep for it. Control yourselves. Hope everyone's sitting down. I played more Battlefield 1. I actually played the campaign. Played a few more missions on it. It is better now that now that I got the game moved over to the hard drive. So that's better. Game's running better. I've enjoyed the other missions a little bit better. I hate the way they've got the plane. Like, you control the plane is so ridiculous. I think it's like you got your power up with the left stick, like your throttle at the left stick, and your control, up down with the right stick, and it's so bizarre. And it's weird. Twice actually, I like bounced off the ground. I should have flown into the ground, and it actually just kind of like my plane goes boink, and it just kind of it's just this bounce, and all of a sudden I'm like okay, and I just took right back off. Sometimes it'll crash it, sometimes it'll just bounce you off the ground, and you keep flying.
You're not going that fast.
But still.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's definitely glitched. It's not. It's weird. But I just don't like that. But I thought the mission was kind of neat, and interesting. That was a really fun mission, actually, overall. And then I did one. What was the other one I did? Where you were like the Italian guy with that full suit of armor on. That was pretty awesome. It's like you're just walking, people are just shooting you, just like, you're just unloading on them, and it's like you can't die. It was kind of cool, but I think you can still die, but you can take a tremendous amount of damage. So that was kind of fun just in that factor. But I'm going to complete the campaign there. I think the little stories are interesting. I still did not like the first one at all with the tank. but I think the others were laid out a little bit better that I've played so far. Haven't done any of the multiplayer, other than I think the first time I played with you, Bron. I think that was with you. That was when it first came out. But so I did do that. I've also played a lot of Titanfall 2. I just can't get enough of this game. I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, it's just so much fun. Um, it's a blast. And I actually did play some Call of Duty. I know, Rob, this is not your podcast, or I mean, this is not your video game, but it's not bad. But I did hit a part where, like, you just die. It's like I don't know what's going on. I'm progressing through the level, and we're supposed to. You open up this like big gate, and you got this robot thing with you, and you go out into this open field, and it's just like you're dead. It's like I don't even see anybody, and I know there's people off in the distance, and they're shooting, and it's like my guy just dies. It's like, and I did it a couple times. Like, okay, well, I must be missing something, and I just can't progress. I just turned it off. It's like I haven't gone back to it. So I don't know if I will. I will see. There's Watch Dogs 2's coming out this week, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm going to be all over that this week. My vacation starts this week. I got to work tomorrow, and then I'm on vacation for 2 weeks. So it's good timing. I'll be able to play some Watch Dogs tomorrow night. And but that's what I played this week.
Cool. Yeah, I played more Battlefield 1. I finished off the tank mission. I did the airplane mission. I have not moved past that. The tank one was, I mean, it was cool, but it was long. I liked when I jumped into the airplane one and it was like, oh, I'm done already. It was like a quick thing. But yes, the airplane was rough to control because I'm so used to like wanting to turn and dive real sharp and stuff. I'm like, oh, I can't really do that in this plane and stuff like that. But yeah, I liked it because, like I said, it was a shorter little series there. So
yeah,
I did like, I guess in the tank mission, I liked the sniper part because I liked the sneaking around and stuff. But there toward the end, where it's just like, hey, here's 7 tanks coming at you. I died once and I was like, ugh, can't. Don't know if I want to put up with this again, but I stuck it out and did that. So Carbide says TF2 all the way, all in caps, and Moobot says Carbide.
No yelling aloud.
Excessive caps allowed. No
allowed. No caps for you.
Yeah. I didn't play any multiplayer either, Wing, so we can get together and do that. I like playing with people, not by myself as much. I did not get to Titanfall 2 this week, which is sad, because I'm really having a lot of fun with it. And but I did install and played Heroes of the, like a couple rounds of Heroes of the Storm just to have some fun. So just to sit back and relax a little bit and not have to really worry about much. So, but yeah, that's all I did basically. All right. So we can move on here, and let's look at what is next. Oh, Patreon.com. So if you go to thisxboxlife.com/Patreon or patreon.com/thisxboxlife, you can become a patron of the show. It's a monthly subscription or monthly service. Hey, Sober Dave, thank you for hosting the show. Appreciate it. And that's more of a monthly subscription to do that. If you don't want to do like a monthly thing, then you can obviously just send a small donation if you like, and that is to thisxboxlife.com/donate. All the information is also down below in our stream, if you are watching us now and want an easy way to get to it. So, but nothing is expected and everything's appreciated. We greatly appreciate all the help. All right, so real slow week. I know we have a couple things that are, mainly all Xbox related, of course, but seem to be the only things out there to talk about. The first one I put in is about Microsoft will be celebrating on Tuesday, I believe it is, Halo's 15th anniversary. I'm a Halo fan, even though I don't play the multiplayer too much, but I do like the lore and the story, and I read the books and whatnot. But 15th anniversary this week. So that is for Halo Combat Evolved. C343 will be holding a live stream event and more coming Tuesday, the 15th. And let's see, Halo Combat Evolved came out in 2001. The live stream, get this, guys, will begin at 3:43 p.m. Pacific time. So 3:43 will start at 3:43. Let's hopefully see if they can do that. During the show, they'll have a special walkthrough of the Halo Museum. They'll talk Halo Wars 2, which is what I'm kind of interested in, and you'll hear some of the community, like the team's fondest Halo memories and whatnot. So pretty cool event. I don't know if they're going to be doing giveaways or anything like that, but I mean, you don't really have to get a giveaway to watch something cool like that. It's 15 years. I mean, it's something really special, I think, and Halo is definitely an Xbox franchise that most of us, if not all of us, know about. So. All right. Anybody want to do the new backwards titles?
Rob does.
Rob, you want to do the new backwards
It
titles?
would be a pleasure.
Okay, go for it. You keep up on those, right? So.
Kind of, sort of. So we just recently celebrated the 1-year anniversary of the backwards compatibility program. So it launched a year ago with 100 titles. And right now, Microsoft has added over 170 titles in the past year. I think that's actually pretty darn impressive. So right now, there's over 280 Xbox 360 games that you can play on the Xbox One. And I will read them all off very slowly right now. No, I won't. No.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing else to talk about tonight. Might as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, let's do it. So they also, I guess, just released 6 titles just recently. And there's kind of a little surprise with a couple of these, because I know some of them are titles that people really enjoy. So first off, let's see, where is this list over here? Yeah, so they just added Scary Girl. I don't remember this title at all. It's an Xbox XBLA game. So there's Scary Girl, Skate 3, and Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, Guardian Heroes, and Operation Flashpoint Red River. So those were all just released. Now, it's the thing that's kind of surprising, at least it was for me, was that Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, and Operation Flashpoint are all disc only. Have they done this before with any other titles? Do you guys remember that?
Not disc only. I mean, well, you need to have the disc regardless, though.
Yeah. Unless you have the digital version of it. I mean, is it maybe that there is no digital version of these? Because isn't 2 and 3, aren't they multi-disc?
Yeah. And then that's one
something to do with it.
Yeah, that's one thing the listener, or you were in our chat right now, Sober David said he's glad that they're doing multiple disc RPGs now in back compat, because you don't have to just swap the discs for those games either. So you have to have the disc, but you probably don't have to switch it. And I was asking in chat, and actually he just replied to it, is I remember trying Mass Effect 1 and I could not load up my save in Mass Effect 1 because it's like, hey, sorry, your save contains the DLC and you couldn't download the DLC. So I think now you can do the DLC as well, which would be good. But did you say Mass Effect 2 and 3 are now backwards compatible?
Yes.
I can finish Mass Effect 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go pop that in right after this show and not play it.
You gotta play it, man.
Oh no, I want to beat it. I'm definitely going to have it done before the new one's out. So
Ramadan.
Yeah.
so that you're going to have a very expensive disc holder then
Yes. Yep.
instead of the case.
Yep. So
So yeah, that was it for the 6 titles that they released. So that's pretty impressive. 300 or 280 games.
yep. Yeah. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, I was just hearing, listening to a couple other shows, and they were talking about, our backwards compatibility and stuff like that. So, oh, really? Couldn't have a better username than that.
Well, let me guess what's coming.
uh, so, uh, thank you.
Oh.
Yep. I'll have to find out if that's legit or not and rip it out of here if it's not.
I mean, do they really want one? I mean,
I mean,
thank you. I mean, maybe we should take that as, wow, as a compliment.
so for anybody who's listening, we had a Twitch user of Can You Send Nudes just follow the show. So thanks for your follow, and we'll find out if you're trolling
Rob will
us
get
or
right
not.
on that.
Yes, check.
Rob, that's for you, Rob.
Yes,
I
check
just
your.
want to add that this is not my podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
I don't know. Would a nude Rob make this podcast great again? I don't know.
It just might
Yeah. Check your DM. Can you
scare
send?
everybody away.
Yeah, check your DM. Can you send? I just sent you one. So bust out your magnifying glass. All right. So where were we before that? I heard the noise and I checked. I'm like, oh gosh.
Rob was he was done with the. We're going on to the next story.
Okay. So.
Yeah. So next up, we finally had the winter Xbox update release, and I'm part of the preview program, which is now the Insiders program. Notice an odd thing about that is that for Windows you have the Insider program, for Office you have the Insider program, and this is the Insiders program. Is there any significance? I don't know. Anyway, so they announced, hey, the update is out, and I saw the announcement, and I'm like, hey, what's in it? What's in it? And it's like, oh, it's all the stuff that I've had for the past couple of weeks. So it was anticlimactic a little bit, but they rolled out a whole bunch of new features, including clubs. Where's that list? So they got clubs, looking for group is another feature, a couple other little additions as well. We do have a This Xbox Life Club out there, so if you'd like, come on, join in, and you have to ask to be part of the group. We'll add you pretty darn quick, at least as I add people as soon as I see the requests. And we've got almost 100.
We have 102 members right now.
102, excellent.
Yep.
And for some reason, 104 followers. So we got people following but not joined.
Yeah. So join or follow, whichever works for you. And it's we'll see where they take this feature. Looks to be interesting. And yeah, I think that's the majority of the stuff, isn't it? I know they did some updates to the Xbox One Windows 10 app. There's a new achievement sound, right?
Yeah, there's the like rare achievements or something like that.
Yeah.
I think they did a couple updates to the Xbox Store, didn't they? Wasn't that a couple things there? So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for it because I really want that to roll out, because one thing is, like I said, I'm going to try to go through there to find people to play with so I can narrow down my friends list, because it's actually getting really difficult to go through my list now. I mean, I've already had some complaints, and actually I went and did what everybody was recommending and pulling the power cord, so I could reset my Xbox and get some speed back, which it did, and I did notice a little bit of a difference. But anytime I shift over to Friends, it's just like it's just clink, click, 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 and I have to hit a button and just wait and wait and wait. And I'm curious if knocking off people off the friends list might do that. So, it's really weird, because it's just like if I play with somebody a lot, I put them up in my favorites just so I don't have to scroll down through there. But then what it turns out to be is like, well, then I got 50 favorites. So, it would be nice to do that. So, but if so somebody was saying they would join if they could. Is it, when's it coming out?
It's already out.
Okay, it's out now. Okay.
It is out. It rolled out last week. I've got it on my Xbox One S.
Okay.
I'm sure if I booted up my Xbox One in another room, it would do the update. So if you
Yeah.
don't have it, when this is what was weird. So my box is set to do all of the updates in the background, but it did not update this. So when I saw the story, I actually went into my settings and went to System, and you can look at the update, and it said update was ready. So you might have to kick it off manually.
Yeah.
Didn't get it automatically.
Or you wait like a day or two, then it does it on its own,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is weird. Yeah.
And just an FYI, Mass Effect games are free with EA Access now.
Oh,
So if
really?
you didn't buy them and you have EA Access, they are in the vault. I think it was just Mass Effect 2 and 3.
Oh, that's
Nope.
cool. Then I won't need the disc at all.
Correct.
So.
You just need to pay $25 for EA access.
Well, I have EA access. So.
Yeah. Are you going to continue yours?
It depends how much use I get out of it.
Hmm.
So, it
I
depends.
canceled mine.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I let mine
I've
lapse.
the funny thing is like so this year I bought Battlefield 1.
I guess all three are there. Sorry, all three Mass Effects are there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I bought Battlefield 1, and I did Titanfall, even though I didn't get the discount there, which is kind of like the point that aggravated most of us. But I mean, if I go and get a couple other EA games before that my year gives up, then it's basically I've got my money in discounts. So, we'll see. So, but it also prevents me from needing to go buy all the new NHL games and stuff like that. They eventually show up. So, but cool. Yep. So yeah, it looks like somebody had the same thing that you said, Wing, for the update. So they're updating now. And just put in a request for the club, and we'll get out there and invite you. Yeah, the one thing about the club I did like is we get notifications, which is cool. When I first signed in, it gives me a notification letting me know that there's requests out in the club. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a bit annoying.
It's annoying.
Well,
Well,
it kicks off all the time. Why is it set up? I was trying to go in there and look. Can't you just let people in?
I don't know.
I don't remember. It's been so long
couldn't find
since
an
I set it
option
up.
to do that.
Yeah, I
Couldn't find an
know.
option, 'cause why, it's an open group. We don't need to approve it.
It's an
It's
open.
like they have to request an invite, then we've got to actually, and it's like then you go back and you send them an invite, and then they can join. It's really a stupid system.
Yeah, I think
You
I
should
think
just say join this club, boom, you're in.
I think the openness is that it's open to be searched or something like that.
Yeah, it's something along the lines of like everybody can see it, but only members can post content. If I remember right. It was
That's-
something like that.
Right.
And I guess it's for clans, so they probably didn't think initially like someone like us would want just an open group that anybody and their brother could join if they wanted. They probably wanted it more controlled, but you'd think they could just say, how do I want my club to be? Open to everybody, or just, they have to be invited? Because we shouldn't have to do invites on here. I get why we got to close it on Facebook, but through the Xbox, you would think that we'd be okay to have it open. But it's all right. I do it through the app. You can do it through the Xbox app. So when I'm at work and it actually pops up on my machine, I get a Windows 10 little notification.
Yeah.
Oh, someone wants to join the group. So then I just go over and prove it.
Yeah, I've been doing it all in the Xbox app on the PC. It's so much quicker.
Right, that's what I'm talking about
Yeah,
on the PC.
yeah.
So,
Cool.
All right.
All right. Well, good stuff. Pretty short. Like I said, the news week's been pretty slow and really nothing there. So let's head into the community. So at the
Wait,
end. Oh,
we got another story here.
oh, sorry. Did I miss something? Yes, I
I'll
did.
skip
Okay.
that one, or okay. Yeah. Lastly, this was kind of interesting. So Xbox Scorpio is about a year away approximately because it's slated to be out next holiday season. And Phil Spencer has touted it as being basically what the end all be all, just amazing system. It will be the most powerful console ever created. And 4K gaming without compromise is another thing that we've been hearing a little bit. And what was interesting about this is that one of the lead programmers, or the lead programmers for the game Doom, made a comment about that, basically saying that 4K gaming on the Xbox Scorpio is a waste of resources. And that's kind of interesting because, like, personally, I hadn't really thought about this before because, you figure 4K, bigger, better, faster, everything. It trumps 1080p or whatever the.
Then it must be great.
Yeah, exactly. So it in every way is possibly better, at least if it's smooth and such. And what this guy said was basically on TVs and consoles where players sit at a distance, 4K is a waste of resources. And he continues on to basically say that you're better off focusing on higher fidelity gaming in 1080p. And in some ways that makes sense because I think there's going to be a larger part of the market that's going to have 1080 displays. Because like all of us have 1080 displays. I don't think any one of us has 4K, do we?
I do not. Not yet.
So what's more of a benefit to us, like the average everyday gamer, to have a better 1080p experience? Granted, if they have 4K, all the better, I guess. But if they can do stuff to use those 6 teraflops of computing power to improve every other game, basically maybe having more textures, more stuff everywhere, better backgrounds, foliage, water, clouds, all that stuff, that increases the ambience. And that might actually be better for the average person than having this crazy 4K detail. What do you guys think?
I mean, to me, though, I think the 4K stuff, that they're still going to have to do all that. What it is like, oh, you have a 4K TV, then you can turn on the 4K graphics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's essentially what it's going to be. So they can go and do all that if they want, and they can make anything that they want it to be. They also are going to have, if they want, they can put in the 4K graphics thing. So waste of power, it's only a waste of power if they don't use it. Or,
Right.
a waste of resources if they don't use it. I'm sorry, you're a programmer. How's it a waste of resources? You can't find something to use them? Or, I mean, I'm sorry you're making an 8-bit, platforming game and you're not going to utilize all the resources for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just silly to me. It's whoever's saying that is, sitting on Sony's board of directors saying, "Oh well, 4K, the Scorpio is just a waste of resources because we can't do that."
Exactly.
Well, I mean, and I know I'm being
Or
okay. I'm throwing out conspiracy theory, and that's probably
sure,
really not
sure.
what it is. I know I'm joking around, so
Yeah.
people don't jump down my throat right now. But no, you're a dev. I've never heard very many developers saying, "Ah, man, just having that
It's
quad,
too much.
just having that dual quad core processor and 32 gigs of RAM for my server, it's just a waste of resources. I would never. No, they don't say that. It's just like,
640K.
yeah, it's like no, it's
Who
like
needs that much?
no, it's more like, oh, I can throw 3,000 websites on that web server now instead of just
Hmm.
instead of just five, and so yeah, it's kind of an interesting talk. I'd be curious on what they say when it comes out. So
Is with something like the Scorpio, are there like early dev versions out there that developers already have and they're working with?
do you want a joking answer or a truthful answer? Because it's kind of both. Yes, there is. It's called a PC. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, yes. There. If you want to see what the Scorpio is, then you just look at it. It's at a decent high end machine too. I mean, you're looking at like a 980, a 980 Ti or something like that is the equivalent to what the Scorpio is going to have in it. So I think
So that's 6 teraflops. Is that graphics or is it like everything combined?
well, I'm not actually sure how that stuff's all broken down, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
Because well,
running an i7 67K and you have like 16 to 32 gigs of RAM in your machine and you're running a 980 Ti, you essentially have a monster machine, monster computer that can run any game and most likely can run it in 4K at that point. Um, I believe that's true what I'm saying. I don't think you need like a Titan X level or anything like that, um, but that's kind of where you're what you're looking at if people want to
okay.
get an idea of it and have a 4K. I mean, the big thing is still having that 4K display.
Yeah.
Where I think that's where that article goes is like, well, not unless everybody has 4K displays and this and that, it's really a waste of resources. But they can find a way to use those resources. I can guarantee that. Cool. All right. And yeah, all the developers probably have dev kits for those Scorpio. Same thing like Xbox One. I mean, people had Xbox Ones and PS4s way earlier than when they came out. All right.
Okay.
Well, now community time?
Now community time.
Now community time. So, before we dive in there, so Andrew and Richard, the friends from Australia we had on a couple weeks ago, I think I mentioned this last week. They went to PAX in Australia. Is that correct? It was PAX, correct?
Hmm. Yes.
And they went to a couple things, and they recorded a nice 20-minute, I think it was around 20 to 22-minute audio of their, what they went through and their thoughts and stuff on it. We are going to tack that on to the end of the show, since we're pretty much having a short show this week.
So that'll be on the end of the MP3,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Not on YouTube or anywhere else.
Right. So we'll be in this. It will be only an MP on the MP3, like Rob said. He's going to tack it on to the end there.
Yeah. So people can hear it either on our website or they can download it
Through
from
iTunes and stuff.
iTunes or wherever. But then again, I guess you have to have already done that to hear this.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I want to put that in there. That's first thing I wanted to mention on the community, kind of as a general announcement that there's that is tacked on to the end there. And then if anybody wants to write any questions or comments about that audio, feel free to do that. Send in voicemails, and the way you do that is go to thisxboxlife.com, click on send voicemail, follow the prompts, and we'll get your audio. or you can email us in two different ways. You can click on contact, fill out the form, and that sends it to us. Or you can go to email directly, contact at this xboxlife.com. So, and thank you for the follow, Trump Donald 2016. So, another follower for making podcasts great again. Wing is laughing, and I almost want to ask. Did you create a Twitch account?
Dude, no, I would never do that. Hey, Trump is listening. What do you want? Hey, hey, he's a tech guy.
Yeah, so
he's all in the interwebs. He knows all about us. What can I say?
Yeah, President-elect Trump just followed the show. So,
you hit the big time.
Yeah.
Now if you'd only donate.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be the thing? That's thisxboxlife.com/donate. So yeah, contact at thisxboxlife.com is the way to email us directly, and we read your emails on the show. No voicemails this week, but we do have, let's see, it looks like two.
Yes.
2 emails. So why don't you hit the emails?
All right. First up is from Danny Ray Jr. Hi, TXL. You don't know me, although I hope I can become part of the community and you can get to know me. I recently found your show a few months ago and I started at episode 1 and now I am up to the 200s. I hope to catch up soon, but I have a long way to go, but I get to listen at work, so that helps me get through a lot. I have very limited home internet, only 10 gigs a month to use, and that is sharing it with my wife. But it's almost impossible for me to get some updates and download betas like the 19 gig Call of Duty Infinite Warfare one. So most of the time I play offline because it uses no data. But there are a few problems with that, or things that I hate. One being that I cannot see any data in my game hub. Example time played, achievements, and so on. And that I hate, because one of my favorite things about the Xbox One is how I can see time played versus my friends. And since I have such limited internet, I cannot download any DLC, well, of any significance. But when I first got my Xbox One close to launch, I lived with my mom, which had unlimited internet. I could download all my DLC and updates and even watch videos. I miss having unlimited internet. But hopefully one day in the next year or two, I will get it in my area. But my question to you guys is that think that the Xbox Scorpio will have most of the features like achievements and game hubs, time played, stats, and are they going to be able to be used offline? Because I would love an update that would either add it to the current Xbox One, as long as the update is under 8 gigs or so, or I have it in the new Scorpio when it launches. Please feel free to add me on Xbox Live, although right now my limited internet, I really can't play online nearly as much as I would like. And as I am so limited, I let my gold expire. Yes, it hurts me to say that, but I could get it back anytime if I get some awesome TXL community members to talk to in parties and hopefully play some games with. But do you guys think, what do you guys think? Should I renew my gold? I know I get free games, but I cannot download any of them until I get better internet. And I don't know when that'll be. But would it be worth it to get it now, even with limited play? Like I said, I would love to be part of the community and have a lot of you guys as friends. But thanks for taking the time to read this. I love the show and how family friendly it is. I will send a voicemail soon asking you guys that more. Thank you again for the hours and hours of enjoyment. Talk to y'all later, Danny.
Cool. I don't know if they'll ever put that in where it's local only, but it does sound like something that would be very cool to have. I'm trying to think, like, this is the programmer and I'm like going through in my head like what I would do, but it's almost like the Xbox would have to track the information and then report it back to Xbox Live. But I think the way it works now is like it's only communicating when it's connected to Xbox Live, so I don't think it actually stores it up or not. Um, one thing
Yeah,
I
I
could
think.
go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going. Do you know if it does or not? Can let me ask that before I.
I don't think it does, and I think it's best that it doesn't because I remember, and I don't know if they resolved this on the PlayStation, but there was times where like if you looked online for like when you earned a trophy,
Right.
it never pushed it online. You actually had to go in and say,
Sync it.
update my whatever they call it, like my gamer card or whatever. So you had to basically manually go in and say, push my stats to the cloud. Otherwise, they never like were uploaded. So these are all stored in the cloud. I get what he's saying,
Mm-hmm.
but I think with just everything's going to the cloud. I don't think they're going to do anything where this would be um, you'd have it in two different places because then I think you just kind of run into the issue of corrupting of the data or I see that sometimes with Windows games where it's like if I play something on my Surface
Mm-hmm.
and then I come back home after travel, then I go and launch that game on my PC, then it says, "Oh, which save file do you want to use? The one on the cloud or the one on the local?" It's does both, and they could probably do that with this thing, but I think it just adds a bit of complexity that you know. And then again, are you going to want to manually have to push those up anyways? Um, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't expect to see this, um, but you never know.
Yeah. And the one thing I was gonna say is go to xbox.uservoice.com. That
Yeah,
is the
I was going to say
place.
the same thing.
That is the place where Xbox allows their community to put out requests and things like that. I have one out there right now, and there for a while, I think it was all the way up to like the third page. It had over 100 likes or something on top of it. Um, and all mine was asking for on the Xbox app for your PC to be able to select your input and output for your audio devices. I have this huge setup and I can't use party chat on there because all of a sudden everybody starts echoing and everything like that because of the awkward way I have to have my thing. But go on there and put that, say like, hey, and even Gunny Chief here says he would like something like that as well, but make it more offline friendly. Put a nice detail in there and then send us the link of where it is, and I'll upvote it for you. It's something out there, and you're not the only one that wants it. So go out there and put it out there and let us know where it's at, and we'll pass it along, and then Gunny Chief can go out there and upvote it as well. So, but
I'm looking there now. There's one for bring back offline achievements.
uh,
I'm trying to see if there's something similar to having that the what do you call it? The your time and stuff all tracked when you're offline. I'm looking right now, so I'll keep scrolling through this list of what's out there, and if I see anything, I'll let you know.
okay, I'm trying to see where mine's at. Seeing if it's still up. I'll have to go out and see where if I'm anywhere because I had over 90 votes and yeah, I'll see where
Because
mine's at.
there's stuff like adding the total hours played on the game card, and there's a category that's specifically profile achievements in game hubs
Hmm.
that you can. That's probably where you'd want to throw this.
Right. Yeah. So there's a good idea for you. And I'm gonna have to go out and try to find mine now, see where it's at, because it looks like 90 votes is page 2 now. So, but very cool. All right. What? Oh, the other thing I was going to ask. I know he's saying his internet. I'm curious at where you're located at on the planet. if you're here in the U.S. To me, I don't. It sounds like you're probably not in the U.S. Because I was just like, how much is it for us to burn? Like, I'll burn 200 episodes on a DVD for you and send it to you have you save internet, so you're not in trouble. Because we have every episode we have ever put up on our FTP, so um, I could pull those down for you and burn them and send them to you. Just let me know about whereabouts where you're at, and I'll see how much it is to send a DVD over there, and you can pop it in and not have to worry about downloading the rest of the shows. So, but, all right.
Yeah, in regards to the question about Xbox Live,
Yep.
there is one benefit to it, and depending on how much you pay for Live, because sometimes you can find it as low as like 1 year. I think I bought it for $30. You can, if you catch it at the right time, you can usually find it for 40-ish for the year. But the thing that's phenomenal about it, at least, even if you don't play online and such, is you get the free games. So all you have to do is to have, actually you have to be Live enabled, and then you just go to the store, you go to the market, and then you just sort of like buy them or you claim them, however you want to look at it. And then they're yours. So you get 48 games a year effectively. So 2 a month for the Xbox One, 2 a month for the 360. Those are all backwards compatible. So on an Xbox One, you get 48 games. That's a fantastic value. I mean, that's less than $1 a game. So if you can find it for $40, it's worth it just for that. You don't have to download the games. You don't actually even have to play them, but at least you can claim them. And that's just a phenomenal value in itself. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. And then the next email that we got was from For Right Now 76. And For Right Now writes in, "Good morning, team. I'm a new listener to your podcast and I absolutely love the show. I listen to your show every week at work via Google Music, and I've been listening to your show for the past month. I even went back and listened to your past episodes. Good job and keep up the good work. I want to add one more word of caution regarding the Instant On Power Off feature after listening to episode 410. I'd recommend not using the Instant On feature if your users have capped data limits. The intentions were good by Microsoft, but the data usage is incredibly and unnecessarily high. I have 2 Xbox Ones, and they were using easily 1 terabyte total a month in data for what I call below average usage when compared to my summer months when I was a cable cutter, where I used Netflix, Hulu Plus, and YouTube exclusively for my entertainment. After getting killed on overage charges of $60 plus for multiple months and reviewing my data usage, it seems like the skyrocket in usage occurred after the August 2016 Xbox One update. I turned off the Instant On feature and my usage is basically 300 gig a month per Xbox One. Still higher than my original 300 gig allowance. I wanted to let your community know about this, and they can easily confirm what I'm saying by merely checking the data history on their Xbox One. I have since upgraded to a package that gives me 2 terabytes a month. Once again, keep up the good work." That brings up some good points, and it's like one thing that I've noticed is like sometimes you'll turn your Xbox on and then you just see a whole slew of updates, like game updates. So if you have a huge library of games, that's probably what's killing everybody.
I had that happen the other day. I went in, and if you go into
My apps and games.
My apps and games, and then what is it? The
Updates.
Installing or the update section.
Yeah.
It'll show you like the last 5 things that updated. And the other day, it was like all old games, like stuff I don't even play, and I'm downloading those, and like automatically. So it is a nice feature. However, if you've got a data cap, and you've got a lot of games, then you're probably downloading stuff that you don't even play anymore. And some of these games have huge updates. What was it the other day? It had like 1.5 gig update. Um, might have
Call
been
of
Call
Duty.
of Duty,
Yeah,
or
it was Call of Duty.
was it them that had
Mhm.
1.5 gig update just like the other night?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that. If you're not playing, if you have it, but and obviously newer games you're gonna need them, but there was some stuff on there that was like, why did that get an update? This game's like 6 years old. There were several up there that were old, and they just got an update. So I'm like, I don't know how big they were. I don't know what the updates are for, but yeah, that's gonna eat into your cap. So that's a great tip there.
Yep.
Good email.
Yeah, they need to do something like in the Windows 10 store where you can see what is waiting to update, and then you can either choose to update it all or select individual ones. At least give people a decision as to what they want to update instead of just cramming, like a couple of gig down their internet pipe in an afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my request is at 138 votes right now. So I'm on the third page of the apps for Xbox app on Windows 10. So I actually just read the comments. People have been commenting recently saying, please do this. We need this. This would be a great idea. I'm like, hey, all right.
Page 3.
Yeah. It says Windows 10 Xbox app party sound input and output settings.
I make that 137.
Oh, take it off.
Oh, did I? I did go down 138. I guess I had voted for you before.
Yeah, you did.
All right, you're back to 138.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank you.
I was like, did that just go down? I thought it was 138. Well, maybe it was 136.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for the emails. We appreciate it, and yeah, that last one, both of them are really good this week. So, but great. Twitter. Let's see. This xboxlife.com/Twitter will take you to our Twitter account, which is this Xbox Life. And I read all those. If you guys message, follow, things like that, I answer and tweet out here and there. So there's that. Facebook. Oh, somebody has an invitation request.
Yep.
So Facebook, thisxboxlife.com/Facebook will take you to our Facebook group that we mentioned earlier. And actually, I was going to say, I couldn't remember if it's our Facebook group or another one that I'm a part of, but somebody was dishing out, like, I think a free 2 months or 3 months of Xbox Live. And, they put it out there and just say, hey, comment when it's gone. I was trying to locate it to find out if it was taken already for anybody who's in our Facebook group. But go out there and check. And new releases.
Okay, we got a couple of things this week. Xbox One has Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection, comes out on November 15th. Then also on the 15th, we have Watch Dogs 2. Yeah. And Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition comes out on the 18th. For the Xbox 360, this week is game over, nothing. And Games with Gold does a little switcheroo this week. The Escapists is due to be pulled off of Games with Gold. So you have another, 2 days, 3 days, 2 days to grab it as of this recording. And it will be replaced by Murdered Soul Suspect, which is a pretty darn good game. It's a shame the studio went under like a week after it got released.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game lives on in freeness this month. And then Super Dungeon Brothers was the title for November. So you still have a couple weeks to snag that one if you haven't gotten it already. Xbox 360 titles, Monkey Island Special Edition or whatever, SE, is going to be taken off on the 15th, and it'll be replaced with Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. A lot of people love Far Cry 3, so I'm sure this is a good one there. And remember, backwards compatibility titles, which these games are, and the Xbox 360 are playable on your Xbox One. So make sure to grab these as well as the Xbox One titles if you have an Xbox One. And then once again, I do want to mention if you are definitely enjoying the show, like a couple of listeners that wrote into us this week, and you're kind of thinking like, hey, what can I do to kind of support the show? To give them a hand. Then one way that you can do it, especially now that the holidays are coming up, and if you're going to be buying some goodies for your loved ones, you can also support the show as well if you make all your purchases through Amazon, or actually if you make any purchases through Amazon, please use our affiliate link. You can find that on this xboxlife.com. Click on the big Amazon logo over there. Do that each and every time you make your purchases on Amazon. We get a teeny tiny little finder's fee for sending you their way. It does not cost you anything extra. Just, I guess, costs you a click. That's it. It doesn't cost you anything extra to make your purchases, and it helps the show out a lot. Then also, if you're an iTunes user, if you're in the Apple world over there, if you use iTunes, period, find the show, give us a 5-star rating on there. The more 5-star ratings that we get, the more prominent we are on the iTunes store, and more folks can find out about the show and enjoy it, and hopefully write us nice letters like the guys did today. So if you could do that, that would really help us out a lot. And I think here in a little bit, we're going to have our report from PAX Australia, right? So please make sure to stay tuned and don't turn off your playback device or whatever until you finish hearing that as well, right?
Yep. They'll be on after our outro. So.
Yeah, after we sign out.
In the audio portion of the show.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Not the Twitch portion.
Which, right. So if you're listening on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, either go to this xboxlife.com. You can listen to it on our webpage over there, or just grab it through your podcast, netcast, whatever you want to call it.
And I just noticed I didn't change the background to Watch Dogs 2. It's still Dishonored from last week. Failure. I did not make this podcast great again. Maybe next week.
Maybe.
Yeah. But all right. That's all I got. You guys good?
Good.
All right. Well, with that, everybody, thank you for coming out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We will be watching. We will be back next week. So I am Brun BJ Swick 33.
And I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Getting ready to watch Walking Dead, and I think that Rick is a zombie.
And this is Mark, aka Wingman709, taken off to watch Westworld and The Walking
Dead. Yes.
I didn't mean to spoil it, all right, guys?
Again?
The Walking Dead, where I said, what's his name's a zombie? It's not my fault.
A zombie.
Yeah. Lee is a zombie. But, all right. All right, good night, guys.
Good night.